Hello, 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 everyone. Hopefully, you are hearing me. Make sure, can you put a one in the chat if you can before I get going? I'm not talking to myself, although I do that quite often. Oh my goodness. In case anybody wants to be a content creator one day, I'm going to share this link in the chat. I'll get a little discount on my bill. But thank you, Frugally. Fine. Thank you, Joan. Thank you, Lorna. Okay. Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Sussex Saturday. I am VS Speaks Royally. I hope you all are doing well. If you haven't been out to the main channel page, I updated on the main channel page my banner. Changed out a few things, zhuzhed it up a little bit, made it more Harry and Meghan. Okay. Anyway, let me fight with this system. It's good to see you all. Hopefully, I surprised y'all by going live. Divine 7 was live much earlier this morning. I happened to wake up early, caught her live, and she mentioned something about the Netflix. Oh, I hope you're going to go live. And at first, I wasn't, and I'm like, that's a little easy enough topic to discuss. So, all the Netflix about nothing is how that came about. The title came about. So this will be probably one of the quickest Sussex Saturdays. I always say that, but I'm sure that it will be. Let me do the disclaimer, get into all the other stuff, and then we'll get started. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Okay, and as I do each and every Sussex Saturday, I am going to read my favorite quote that I found on the archewell.org site. Each of us can change our communities. All of us can change the world. It's getting hard to really hold on to that latter part, but we must do what we can whenever we can. So, as we know, as ever, rosé was being delivered. Cookies and cream. I did see your comment here that FedEx finally made the delivery, and you weren't playing with them. Oh, sister, let me tell you something. They would have had some issues. So my beautiful bottles arrived, and I'm going to try to gift to a couple of folks that I know can't get their hands on any products, thanks to some tariffs that are in place, etc. But we're going to work through it. We're going to work through it. We're going to work through it. So, as ever, right now, we're on hold waiting for the next, I'll call it a drop of products so that we can just go ham. My husband today was putting some honey in his coffee. It's mushroom coffee. We're both of us love it to death. Anyway, and I looked at him and said, go easy because, I don't know when I'll be able to get my hands on the next jars. That honey is just so good. Anyway, the rosé is very good. For me, it's dry. I don't prefer dry wines, but I like the sweet because I'm not as sweet as I probably should be, and that's why. And of course, dry. Anyway, for those that did get their deliveries, I'm glad. I'm happy because it's not any fun to be waiting on it and then it doesn't show up, and then you're like, what the blank, and having to fight with anybody. Hey, C-Mac, how are you? I'm glad to see you. There's so many of you. Hello. Remember to hit thumbs up. Also, if you're able to share out, but the thumbs up helps much. So let me see. What is Lorna saying? Someone was saying with Love, Meghan second season is in September. I believe that's when it's supposed to be, but you know how it is that we'll find out closer to, but I thought that's what she said. Well, she said fall, so let's just go with that because I think it was fall 2025, so we're just going to leave it at that. I look forward to it when it finally airs, but, aw, you're so sweet, Rosanna, you're so sweet. Let me just say, so getting into our topic, you know, all the Netflix about nothing. We know how things go when it comes down to Harry and Meghan and contracts and over there, them crazies over there think they know everything, but there's never any leaks in Montecito. Now, I've said to a couple of people on the X app that were whining on and on about or doing a celebratory dance like, "Oh, they're out of a contract and they suck and this and that." Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. You do realize contracts are not for a lifetime and that either party can bow out depending on what penalties are put into a contract. But they signed that what in 2020. Here we are, 2025. That's usually the length that it does run. But we also, for squatties, don't really pay too much attention to the media because they're not the ones that really drive how our attention goes. We kind of laugh at them. People were being dragged left and right. It just, yeah. I had a deranger pop in on a comment I made and I started to respond and I just was like, yeah, you can just be ignored because you make absolutely no sense. But anyway, um, we'll just continue to drink up, eat up, all of our goodies that we've gotten for those that have not and are not able to. I'll hush up on that. But yes, with Love Megan should be coming up very soon because this year we're in July, almost in August. Leo season is here. Yes. I have to go out and look and see if the squatties are doing the birthday thing for Harry, Meghan and Harry, because hers is on the 4th of August. Mine is on the 7th, the Leo season. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So Netflix. We know how large this corporation is. We know all the content that is put out there. There's a lot of great content out there, of course. Our faves have content out there that they were executive producers on. Again, you know, Harry and Meghan. Mhm. We all remember that. Most of us are probably still watching that. And let me just say that since the Derangers want to make much to do about Netflix, we need to drive up those viewer numbers again. Oh, y'all want to talk about Netflix? They'll still get paid. What's wrong with y'all? Oh, okay. Just saying. Anyway, um, Hearts of Invictus was the next that came around. And we know that the polo. Oh, yes. Some of us remember polo. And unfortunately, someone got their hands on the benefactor of that. And, we probably won't see another season, which I don't blame them, unless they can give it to the Invictus Games to help them. But it's just people are acting cray cray as if Meghan doesn't or Harry aren't very equipped business people. Come on now. We've seen the success of Travelers. We see Harry that with his charities that he has done, and we see what Meghan has done. In fact, has built the TIG to be a real life show that she's doing quite well at. So, you know, it's just a lot of craziness around that, and it just kind of floors me. Let me see this. Lorna says, I don't know what the fuss is about. Meghan had to probably renegotiate her terms when Netflix decided to back Meghan's lifestyle brand as ever. Bingo. It's also one of those for them to be her business partner, and that's one thing I said to people, they're in partnership. We're going to see a lot more. What we have nothing as far as squatties to quote be worried about. They're good. They're fine. Harry and Meghan are fine emotionally, physically, financially. The 3 things that the royal family tried to break them on, they're fine. The ancestors are taking very good care of them, so, we just keep putting that love and support out there and laugh at the ones that just seemingly lose their flipping minds over stuff, so, um, yeah. Oh, hi, Spot'em. Think first. I saw your name. Someone, hey, Miss Viv, how are you? Y'all know how I do. I'm just in the chat, and I'm usually not in the chat this early, but okay. Um, Let me see. Kat, what are you saying? The Netflix story was a distraction. They wanted people to stop talking about Charles' bullying claims. In addition, stop talking about royal family following Meghan. We need to stop falling for the okey doke. Oh, that's just one of those things that we know how they do. And so we'll play along, but then you have the rest of the squad that is just dragging from one end to the other. And I cannot think of the gentleman's name. Y'all know who I'm probably referring to, who has the TikTok, and he drags the haters, the Rangers, the UK media for a filth. He drags the life out of them. I appreciate him. I try to catch when I see on, especially on my timeline, because I don't have TikTok. Yeah, it's a distraction. So, they bring it upon themselves for us to bring up those other situations even more so. So, I don't even think I brought the screenshot in. For those that aren't aware, and let me just put this out here. Let me get over here and just bring up the thumbnail. So, the former assistant to the absent lady, aka Kate Middleton, aka the Princess of Wales, the current one, her stylist, personal assistant, had been following Meghan's inner circle, et cetera, et cetera. So when we were talking about like we said last week, the single white female, if you've seen the movie, you know the reference. That we have been saying Kate was mimicking Meghan, copycatting, and she got the nickname copycat. And it just became a real thing when the person unfollowed and made a big to do. But even that's not a flex. People follow and unfollow people every single day, moment, second on social media. So what's the flex in that? You all look like the stupid idiots. And we have been saying, and once again, squatties are shown to be telling the truth when we were like, you're copying her outfits to the color, to the style, make it a little bit different. So you can say, well, it's not the same, but it is. It shows you have no taste, but shows that you're off your fucking rockers. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, much to do about nothing. Netflix is a partner. I'm looking forward to seeing, because they bought the book rights. I will have to go back in time to find the books. One of you will know the name off the top of your head, and I've been waiting for that production to come through, because their production deal, it's probably going to go on and on and on and on, making us very, 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 very happy, right? Making us so happy that we'll be like, yes, um, more content for us to consume and to be happy and all that stuff. And Sean is saying they need it to help them keep Charles' bullying claims alive. Well, listen, he's not the nicest person. And if he has one foot as close to the grave as they seem to be implying, because, you have them yelling at people about discussing his funeral plans. Why? We knew about, you could have Googled the Queen's funeral plans. We knew what the code was, what they would do, all this stuff. So, I mean, each monarch is supposed to do that. So Willy Wonka's going to have to do the same if he hasn't already done. But, I tell you, just cray cray. Absolute cray cray. And don't mess with the squatties, because we're going to pull out receipts. And when we pull out receipts, we pull out receipts. Hey, Makeup Mom and Son, how are you? Lorna says Netflix didn't offer a renewed contract to the Obamas' Higher Ground production company, which has won 5 major awards, including an Oscar. But Netflix offered them a first look contract. Exactly. Which some do not get. They can do all their rah 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 Um, Chuck has to come in with the Prince's Trust and kind of do it that way. Still probably won't get any of the viewership that Harry and Meghan's productions have, but Squad supports. We don't play around. It just is what it is. Hello, Paul. How are you? Let me see. Sean is saying these goofy derangers are running around here acting like they're going to be on their hands and knees begging Paul for change. It is crazy to see. It's hilarious in one regard, but it's like, get over yourselves. Get over yourselves. So they want to talk and downplay and say Netflix isn't this and that, and no royal would do, but your asses are over there. William, you try your best to get your shows and some idea that's probably someone else's, but then you put your name on it, or one about yourself, and nobody wants to watch that sway, as you found out. Okay. Annie's saying these deranged people are so busy trying to tear Harry and Meghan down, not really realizing that they're doing is boosting their popularity. Right. Now, they were popular as far as royal family and the work, because it's hilarious to me that senior working royal was such a big thing at the time. And we know that was what Harry was under, and suddenly it's like, oh, those are just the royals. None of them work. Come on now. And going to tennis matches is not working. Going to football matches is not working. Okay. I know I'm not even in trash time yet, and I'm already going at it, but it is what it is. Okay. Wendy says all these distractions and deflection from the super yacht, another vacation, and it's only July for lazy Will and Doolittle. Well, yes, of course. I'm surprised they haven't had one each month. I guess they took January off, maybe. But it is what it is. Thank you. There you go. Receipts. Notorious JTB post on Twitter and Instagram. Okay. Reads them all for. I love a good drag. He doesn't even. He goes below the scalp surface. Let me just say it like that. If you've seen, you understand. If not, hey, it is what it is. Hi, Sis Hilda. If you listen on the replay, I know she's busy. All right. Vera says Meghan and Harry have fulfilled the contract period. That they don't drop their contract as the British tabloid was hoping. Now the racist British tabloid have come with a nonsense about renewing. They are Delulu. It just they have a different business arrangement with them. When we found out about we were like, oh my gosh, they're in partnership. That's all we ever need to know. Productions, okay, yeah, you could do those, but that's what bring on the you gave us rosé, let's see a little Riesling. Let's see something like that. What? Okay, because I might buy 12 bottles of a Riesling. I'm just saying. Yeah, it is what it is. So, oh, thank you. See, I knew somebody would know. Meet me at the lake. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. I still hope that comes to fruition, but we know productions like that take a long time. Taking a book and bringing it like to life on screen, yeah, that takes a bit. So it's just the Lulu-ness. Thank you, Hattie, of all of the, I may not be able to remember the title, but I know that was a deal that was out there. So I'll have to try to lace it into my brain because I'm really looking forward to it. That it comes to fruition. Oops, sorry, hit the mic. Hey, Joseph, how are you? This is H&M's World. We are just spectators in it. Pass the popcorn, please. Yes, with a little sip to go with it, Mm-hmm. Hi, Karen. Hi, everybody. Let me see. Lorna is saying via Speaks, it can take up to 5 years after the deal is signed to see Meet Me at the Lake on the screen. Exactly. And that was only a couple of years ago. So, but the crazies get so caught up in it that it's like, this is not the flex that y'all think. This isn't an L at all. Yeah, There's been quite a few productions, and as executive producer, those that understand that world know that's money right there. Okay. Uh, Anyway. Oh, Hattie, feel better. Yeah, feel better. It was good seeing you. Oh, we will. We will, Miss Fee. Oh no. You fell at PT. Oh geez. Don't worry, we'll keep you in prayers. Have no fear. Churchinelli, all of you going through treatment, Shy Rosalind, those that we don't know about. We're just keeping you in prayer for sure. The collective. Wendy says, even Charles, what word were you putting there? I'll just say Doolittle had his assistant also follow Meghan on Instagram too. The UK leftover totals are so mediocre and irrelevant. Well, because they're trying to keep tabs. I mean, we thank you because you helped boost our numbers, but still in all, she had a huge following before Harry. That's the best way for me to put it, before Harry. And she had to shut all that down per them when they already had their own personal ones. They could have left her, keep hers, but they always try to wreck her world, trying to shut down access, etc., etc. So she's back, bitches. Okay, let me move on. I think I have a very few items in trash time. So it's really one that I'll talk about, one that we'll laugh about, and then one I just want to chit chat about this show that's on HBO. Hopefully, you all are watching it anyway. So, Netflix, run the numbers up on the viewership on their projects that they have out there. You know how to do it. You open up the windows, you open each one of them up, you let all of them let them run all 5 to 6 episodes or more. There we go. Okay. All right, let me come over here. Go up here. I'm just going to get into I don't have anything in pre-trash time. Y'all know how I do. Baby Deranger is too busy for the kid. Okay. Let me get to trash time and we'll discuss the tidbits and then get back in the comments and then we'll be over. And we're just marking at 30 minutes. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, let me get to my. It's your favorite time. Trash time. Trash time. Trash time. So my one tidbit, my one little item, I saw this and had to laugh because I had to say, in what year are they saying this? So let me take my banner down so you can get the full effect of this. Harry's last hope. Prince must make peace now. There'll be no way back under King Will's. If y'all call him that, I'm gonna holla. But he don't want a way back. And it's really middle finger up at the brother, who constantly wants to lay hands. You better hope somebody don't lay hands on him, Wills. Okay. But yeah. I find this funny. It like in 2025, y'all are still writing this book. Like get over yourselves. It's silly. He's not coming back. Again, Harry's last hope. You haven't mentioned about his wife and children. You just expect him to up and leave them behind. Oh, I hope there is a day that he gives you his behind for y'all to kiss and does it publicly. But I know he wouldn't. I'm just okay. See, I need that Riesling because the rosé is making me, I'm gonna be dry. I'm gonna be bad. I'm going to be bad. But yeah, that was the one thing. I'm sure there's many others that I could have, but I just don't care to give them that much time. I'm sure I'll see in the chat something that y'all have for me. But what was the other thing? Oh, just to kind of, although it's not royal, they do have the touch of, I guess it's peerages in this show. I want to know how many of you or any of you watching The Gilded Age? Do you like that show? Have you watched that show? If not, why not? Um, me likes this season. Season 3 is phenomenal. Just see how things were back then. And I had to chuckle a little with the daughter. Her first dinner, she married her mother married her off to a duke because she didn't know the man to really say that she didn't like him, but she just was like, I wanted to marry for love, but her mother had another ladder climbing ambitions. Of course, they say this is loosely built on like the storylines on Vanderbilt, and the Astors. Of course, there was the Astor family. The Russells is the family that are supposed to be the Vanderbilts, and we know Consuela Vanderbilt was married off to a duke. I mean, her mother was kind of brutal with it, actually telling the guy that she was in love with that she would off him if he continued to pursue her daughter, got in the way of her marrying this man who was horrible to her, but not a royal like we think of the royal. There's many that have their dukedoms. And poor Gladys, her first dinner party, and her sister-in-law tried to berate her. If I wear a tiara, then you can wear one too. Sure. Woo. Gladys is young and doesn't, I was like, man, if that's the case, then the tiara should have been waiting for her when she arrived. And then she just can walk around the big castle with a tiara on all day, every day, even if it's not dinner time and you're not entertaining to make it feel so. But it's just wild to see the people here in the United States in the 1800s with their tiaras and stuff. I'm like, get over yourselves. Okay, anyway, I'm going to jump back in the chat in a minute. Just hopefully you watch, because that's another segment I might bring in, the wilted age, because that's what those folks over there are, the wilted age. All right. So a cousin of mine shared this on social media. I hollered because I was like, oh, oh, y'all are getting down like that over in Europe? Bravo. Bravo. Bravo to you. Yes. Y'all can see what the headline says. Woo! Oh, no lie in it. And there's no lie in it. Convicted U.S. felon to arrive in Scotland. There is no lie in it. He'll be over there 5 days to open a golf course. I don't know if they've named it after his mother. His mother, I didn't realize. I thought she was from Germany, but she's from Scotland, per what he's saying, because he says, my mother born there. So I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was Germany. Either way, he's coming that way, y'all, if he's not already there, just to do a golf course and, golf a little bit. And, only the man over here can get away with such crap. But anyway, get ready, UK. Oh, and he's meeting with the UK Prime Minister while he's over there, too. I did read that. So anyway. Let me come over here. Oh, Joan, thank you for 34 months of membership. You were saying, VS, it's been a while and I missed you and your singing. By the way, Rags made up $100 million figure. Wow. I guess pound too. They know Jack. Did Harry and Meghan Netflix discuss finances? I doubt Netflix. Oh, they made up $100 million. Let me tell you something though. I hope it's 3 times that, but nevertheless, I doubt Netflix publicly discloses partners' money. They don't. We've never known, but we've seen when it comes down to Harry and Meghan, they've changed the price on their current home. How many times? It was a different number every time it's in a paper over there. It's a different number. The numbers of rooms change, the number of bathrooms change. So no, Netflix, I don't think even mentioned how much. Why would they do that? Because that puts them at a bad bargaining position when they're working with other creators or other production companies. I mean, that makes like absolutely no sense. So no, they wouldn't do that. We know nothing about the deal for the productions that they put. We have no idea with As Ever, but we know it is quite lucrative, and we thank them for making Megan's soft life even softer. Okay. 'Cause some folks, my gosh, today just can't get over themselves in thinking that she would even be, should be able to have such a life when she was in hell over there in behind those gilded golden prison gates they call palaces. Okay. Um, Lorna is saying Willie Leak's home homeless show bombed on streaming. I think it was Disney Plus. No one watched it except the Crickets child. You would think because his name is on it, that's what he thinks and has been told all his life that he, oh, they'll watch. They'll watch. Oh my gosh, yes, they'll watch. It's it's a little off-putting to feature or do some type of feature about homelessness when you have what, 5, 10 homes, do ultra vacations like you're on some mega yacht. Be careful because the man that, there was some mega rich billionaire whose yacht sunk off the coast. What was it, Italy? Not sure he survived it, nor his guests, but, you know, we dare to dream. Okay, let me move on. Vera is saying the racist British tabloid have destroyed the reputation of the British royal family. Well, I think the British royal family destroyed their own reputation, getting in bed with and playing around with the UK media. The royal family is the ones that are supposed to be controlling as far as the messaging. They want it to be this perfect white family, and that's really what they want it to be. Sitting at the top of the food chain. And Harry threw a wrench into that glass house, palaces, which we all love for him, and brought it all down, basically, that facade, you know. Everything in that Oprah interview has been proven true. We still see people trying their best to claim this or that, Chuck was sued, I believe, for harassment, like racist comments. And this was many, many years ago. And, the person was not successful, of course, because, why would they be? Oh, and speaking of, I wish they would, but anyway. So, have you all heard about French president and first lady suing Candace Owens? I'd rather not even give her that she's American, but she is. Candace Owens for defamation. That was a big thing. I meant to include that, but the things that she has said, especially about that first lady, is just absolute lunacy. She's going to be like Tasha K times a billion in the hole when they get done with her because they've sued someone else and successfully won, and she's just going on conspiracy theories. A lot of people are like, oh, well, they have to prove it. No, that's not how it works. I'm suing you, and now you need to prove that everything you said about me is 100% true. You want to taunt, she wants to do all this stuff, child. She better enjoy that mic in front of her face because I'm just saying her days are going to be coming to an end. Going to be coming to an end, spewing hate like that. The royal family wish they could do that to people, but yeah, seems that you're all the ones spewing the hate. Okay. Let's see. Paul Charles, those lazy royals in the UK are trying to get into Hollywood for the attention. It won't work. Well, I mean, they're boring. What personality? Not a bit. I mean, they do charge big bucks for people to have dinners with them because the last time Sway Sway and the absent lady came over to the US, I believe they were charged. There was a dinner that some benefit dinner or whatever, and it was like I forgot how much per plate, but ridiculous. Uber rich folks that want to go, they couldn't probably even get anybody to sign up these days. And they left the bill the last time they were over here with that earth crap. award. Okay. I'm trying to be nice. I know y'all will have a different flex in the in the chat. Wendy says Workshy Willie has a YouTube channel to boost support for Earthflop. Only a few people tune in to watch, but it is the most popular royal. Oh my god. Probably bots tuned in. Yeah. Didn't know that, don't care. It's like you take the name of an award that someone else had. Yeah, anyway. That's just how they work. And then they want to put different markers on Harry and or Meghan. Child, please. Cynthia, how are you? VS. Also remember Harry and Meghan have an unfinished animated movie in the vault, the one M working on with Elton John's husband. Oh, that's right. See, we got two good projects that we will be waiting for when they finally drop. Yes. We're not worried about, and that would fall under the previous contract. I'm just saying. Okay. The UK royal family thought that Meghan was not known as much as she was known. Okay. Just, they tried to rewrite her background and it didn't work. Connie Palmer! How are you, Connie? Good to see you in the chat. Lorna says one of the reasons it takes so long to produce a movie, it's because it's hard to line up the right people with their schedules for the movie. One of the most important is the cinematographer, right? If you want top, you got to wait in line in queue, especially if they're under contract for other projects. Finding the right actors, other backing. It is a lot. Script writers, because knowing our faves as we do, and especially Meghan and the aesthetic, she's not going to just throw something out there just because. It's going to be done to a T. And we've seen with their different productions how things are. So they can take it all the time that they want. We know better. We know us sane folk. The crazies, on the other hand, whatever. Hey, Hattie. They are trying to follow Meghan to keep abreast of what she's doing so they can sabotage it, but they don't wind up sabotaging it because they find out what she is doing at the time that we do when she shares it. I'm loving that she's back on social media as she was pre-Harry. She controls the content. I love, 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 love that you can't tag those accounts because the haters were trying. I think it was, well, before it was renamed to As Ever, but American Orchard. Yeah, Riviera Orchard, they were trying, and then they turned that setting off. And then she has her comments off. Peace. I can post what I want. Those that like it will heart it. If you don't, oh well. Then you're going to have to, if you share, she'll know. If she needs to come for you, she will. Okay. There you go. Just saying. R. Smith, how are you? Meghan lived for 35 years outside of the clan. She's a hustler. No way she will go back to them looking for money. I mean, when the audacity of Chuck to say that his the Duchy of Cornwall did not have money to, dress Meghan for engagements, etc. It's just ludicrous. It's ludicrous. I mean, we see that y'all don't have any taste when it comes down to fashion or whatever. And then you wanted to take the outfits that she was buying with her own money and do a breakdown and make it seem like she was spending all this money when you weren't spending a damn dime on her upkeep. The audacity. Now, you put out there that you have cancer. The ancestors are going to make sure that you live up to that. Okay. Cookies and Cream, my manager. Hattie, you're saying, I understand completely. I have seasonal allergies. Yes. I have it under control. Every blue moon, it'll try to act up. Allergies is no joke, and as hot as it is, oh please, my God. C-Mac, why don't they understand the words that are coming out of his mouth? I don't know, but maybe he needs to start saying it in multiple languages. What will crack me up if I ever saw Harry do a video or some interview and it's in Welsh? Oh, would I cry? Yes, I would. Some of you get why. Because the current Prince of Wales cannot speak Welsh, and it pisses them off that he doesn't. He should at least have the decency in his 40 years to have learned Welsh. You knew this title was going to be yours one day. You should be fluent in it, buddy. Fluent. Mumbles, not so much because she is not even fluent in English. UK, American, or whatever. Okay, let me see. Whew. Joan is saying C-Mac because they think they can bully Harry. Yeah, they think they can. He's not paying y'all any attention. He's busy. He has a 9 to 5. He's working, 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 doing his thing. Yes. Anyway, okay. Wendy says so. The royal website honors the UK women's soccer team, but again did not include the 19-year-old black girl who scored the goal for the win to go to the championship. Typical. How quite of them. But we know that they have blinders on and they only see one pigment that matters to them. Little do they know. Okay. That's why they got the problems they got now. R. Smith, she lived among them for 18 months and quit. Why are they entitled to the rest of her life? Because that's just how insane people are, narcissists are. The men in the gray suits. When Diana referenced them, most of us were like, oh my gosh, like what? But you can see, just picture the royal family whenever you see them out with strings attached and somebody dangling, and because that's what they are. They don't put on the happy faces as they did. How they used to be when the queen was alive, and especially I would give 3 years prior to her passing away, it was much different. They were out there working, doing engagements. Okay. That fell off to the wayside as soon as she left here. C-Mac, The Gilded Age is my jam. The only criticism I have is why HBO doesn't let me binge watch like Netflix. Okay. They do. Um, Especially on Sunday, right before they'll air. You know how that is. They'll air all the episodes leading up to the newest one at 9 o'clock Eastern time. But DVR, you have to DVR you have to DVR the season, then you can sit there and watch. I have to go back and get the other 2 seasons, but yeah, just that's good to know. C-Mac, we have a lot. Okay. I don't know if I shall do something on this channel. It would kind of fit more so than it would on my other for sure, but maybe I'll do either a little segment here with you all about the Gilded Age because I like it. Y'all gonna struggle nation. Joseph, H&M are the doomed, irrelevant monarchies' last hope, child. They ain't thinking about them. They can try to ride their coattails, skirt hems, and everything else. It's just not going to work. The UK royals had their chance. They wanted them out. They left. They didn't honor the Queen's agreement with them, and they're fine. Their lives are well in order. Queen done reached down from the other side and made sure to. Whether she liked Diana or not at the time, now she may realize, okay, the essence. Vera says the racist British tabloid are the example how racism works. They created a fake story to keep you explaining instead of focusing on your work. I love you. I love how Meghan and Harry paid them dust. Yeah, they always will. They said what they had to say in the Oprah interview and then in the Harry and Meghan documentary. But you would be surprised, which is where all the Sussex positive channels being born and are out here. It was because we had to get ahead of and explain that that is not what you're seeing in a paper and it's a tabloid is not the truth. And a lot of the news had a lot of those talking heads as the royal experts, and they're not. It's just people who, I'm a royal expert. So is every you Sussex Positive channel. We're all royal experts because we had to get to know the ins and outs of them snakes over there. Okay. Anyway. Woo. But now that the tide has turned, truly turned, it's just, most of us can really are taking breathers, as you see. I even updated my banner on my channel to ensure that it kind of matches in the lines with I'm not doing 3 days a week and I'm, as I used to. Ew. Mhm. Lorna says, yes, they call them the American Dollar Princess. Yep. Most of those UK estates only exist today because of US money, right? And they have nerve to turn their nose up. And just think about it. Meghan came into her marriage with a lot of money that helped them sustain. Harry had his money from his mum. Mhm. I tell you. Ooh, we only married the girls for the money, which um, Downton Abbey was basically, as you say, an American dollar princess going over, and they were really heiress to fortunes, and they marry and go over there and la 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 la. Anyway, I know the writers of the Gilded Age better not write no tragic life for um, Gladys or for her brother because um, make it loosely based on the Vanderbilts, not to a T, because one of their sons, young, did pass away in a tragic accident. And now we have Larry going off on a trip for his father. I see what y'all are doing, writers. Don't do it. Okay. See, Mac, I laughed at how she was supposed to wear a tiara. Meanwhile, Meghan wasn't even meant to wear one. Okay. That part caught me. First of all, when the sister in law pulled her by her arm to take her from the introductions that were being made, she should have been be slapped. I'll be nice. But they didn't really do that back then. But the one thing I want from Bertha is to go over there, get that sister-in-law in check, who needs to get married and move the F on with her life and let, Gladys run ish. Okay. Because you might have thought you fired my maid, but my maid would still be there already. Let me move on. Okay. Ciao, how are you? Hello, y'all. Gilded Age was a complete replica of BP's going on behind the scenes staff dynamic of how gossip rides faster than a bulletproof Japan train. And that is the truth. So it's some good storylines. It's also historical context in the colorism within the Black community. I guess they called Negroes back then, but within that community, the colorism, um, and even classism. So, whether one was born free or one was emancipated, all of that played in. Pigment was a big thing. It still is, you know. Look up brown paper bag test and you would be like, for some of you. Anyway, just saying. And that still goes on today. All right, we're going to carry on. Let me see. R. Smith says Harry owns so much more than they gave him. What would he trade for that? Frogmore, stupid Rhoda question? Nah, exactly. And he checked the Rhoda on, what was it, the South African tour? I don't remember which one it was. I'm trying to remember what name he said because he said their first name. Like, really? Like, you really? It was either South Africa or it was the Oceania tour, but I had to laugh because he did not appreciate the question and he got in the car, closed that door, and was out. Okay. Cookies and Cream, that ungodly family doesn't see Meghan as a human being with feelings or as part of the family. They see her as their indentured servant or chattel. Yeah. Some of them are still stuck in the 1800s. Um, yeah, it just amazes me. And it amazes me that people that are raised by the same individuals come out so completely different. Phew. I mean, Harry saw the errors of his ways, as much as people want to always remind him of that Nazi uniform that he wore to that costume party. We don't see William, and there's a reason we don't see William. Mhm. We know how y'all like to, you know, edit photos so you only see one person that you wanted, like with those Diddy um, pictures around the time of his arrest. And oh, look at Harry. And as soon as the squatties were like, show the full picture, and then put out the full picture that showed William. And in the picture, too, all that noise shut right down immediately. Exactly. Because y'all were trying it. People were like, oh, he was named in the complaint. No, it was a reference of the high power individuals that Puffy was trying to get into either their circles or just hang with and all that stuff. Dangerous. Okay. Denise, when the royal family can no longer control you, they will try to control how others see you and or try to destroy you. Thank goodness for social media because they would have been successful like they were with Di, you know, had us all for those that did not understand and know the inner workings of royal family because I really wasn't checking for them. Di was really the pinpoint in our seeing her interaction with her children at the time. Lorna says the American dollar princesses came about because of two things: the abolition of slavery in colonized countries, and the UK nobility estates being forced to pay taxes on their estates. Yeah, because they were living high and mighty, but yet didn't have the money, or some of them lost their money. Let's be real in gambling too. Some of them were not very good with their investments either. Mhm. I'm skipping a lot of comments, so please don't get upset if I don't put yours on the big board. Let me see. Denise says a lie runs faster than the truth. Yes, that was something that I was told when I was a child. And then you see it. You're like, oh, something gets out about somebody and it takes off, and then it's like, that crazy meme and lie about Harry and his father, who is his father, is just like, be real now. Y'all should know, number one, they were testing them kids long before any of the rest of the world probably knew about DNA testing because they had to make sure. She was so controlled her life, like nobody was getting near her. They didn't care when she divorced, of course, but still, just saying. Thank you, Connie Barber, for 27 months of membership. To you. Let me come over here and look, make sure I haven't missed anything. Oh, look at V. V, thank you for the love. Thank you for dropping the love on me, mate. The love be returned unto you 1,000,000,000 times over. Let me play this. Almost missed this. This is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you so very, 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 very much. I so appreciate it. Let me see here. Come back over. Ooh, we're almost at an hour. Look at that. Gonna be the short one. Told you. Coming on down. Wendy says King Charles not only a bully but also cheap, horrible employer all the way around. Yeah, if you see some of the salaries that they offer to work, yeah, and it's disgusting. Because even down to you know a mailroom or housekeeper or whomever should be making much more money than make it something that, oh, people look, oh, you work for a royal family? Oh my gosh. I mean, you're signing agreements, etc. But mhm, anyway, it's not all that. It's not all what it's cracked up to be. Lorna says, R. Smith, true, but when you are married for your money and you have no control over your dowry, yeah, in my opinion, it's a form of selling a woman for money and prestige. It really is. And in fact, Gladys said such that one line she said, you know, about being sold off to the highest bidder. It just, her mother was just a freight train. This is what I want. And she was the first one to marry what, I guess everybody idolized the UK lifestyle, not even understanding it's not royalty that she was marrying into, but I guess it was just a step below that. And it was a big to do and all that. But he, these men came over just to get the money, the dowries that they paid. And that really, like, my gosh, it's craziness. It's absolute craziness what they would pay to marry off their daughters, which I think some countries probably still keep that tradition going, but yeah. Mm. So I don't think we have I don't think that naive to believe these bitter press vendetta is the habitual distraction from the Wales family. Ultra yacht holidays bring out the scapegoat couple. It's the time. Yeah, it's the theme. Exactly. There's so many. We used to have it down. Okay, what's happening? It's around somebody's birthday or some scandal. Now they did have another cousin, sadly, who self-deleted. A young, it's on the Spencer side, I believe, that I posted that in the channel members area. Just a young woman, and it's like it's sad because we see families of such privilege, and you think, oh, there's no issues, but that doesn't stop all that could be because, yeah, going on. R. Smith is saying, even if the Macrons lose the case, Candace should have a nice big lawyer's fee. She's looking crazy. Yeah. Actually, and over here, if I believe they'll be successful, she'll be paying their fees, their lawyer fees. What? She gonna have double. Mhm. Hey, Kim Coates, how are you? Hello, everyone. Late to the podcast, but catching up faster. The Rangers still crying about Netflix hates Meghan. Yeah, and the Unroyals still too proud to grovel at Meghan's feet to come save their asses. And I would hope she wouldn't. If they were on flames, I hope she wouldn't even douse them with water. Pour a little alcohol and keep on walking. Okay, that's just me. That's just me. I know she's just not like that, but Vera says the most famous Royal Prince William can't get people to watch this Earth Flob show on YouTube. His highest views is 312 views on YouTube. Well, child, y'all know more than I. I don't track for them, don't look for them, but it's nice to know that I get more views than him. Okay. Anyway, let me. Woo! Lorna says Candace Owens' father-in-law, who is a member of the British nobility, farmer, has distanced himself from her. Even Alex Jones is saying Owens is an idiot. Well, geez, now you knew. If that one tells you that you're like over the top and crazy, then yeah, you have to be so far gone. Well, Candace made a big to do about who she was marrying and et cetera, and et cetera. Um, Maggie showed her that don't matter because her pigment is what her pigment is, and she can't change. Well, I guess she could change it, but she would still be who she is. And she's about to find out. She is in her FA stage, but she's about to find out. Because it's disgusting to me. And I would only hope that if it got to that level, that our former First Lady Michelle Obama would do the same. Because it pisses me off that anyone would even entertain that crap. But it's just anyway. Anyway. And P.S. Not all women want to have kids. Not all women can have kids. And people trying to use that as a flex. Oh, we don't see any pictures because, first of all, it's only a damn business. I mean, I've seen pictures of former First Lady. Michelle Obama, but I guess you have to get books to understand where they share them. Okay, anyway. And it was before social media that she was pregnant. You dumb idiots. Okay, almost said another word. All right, let me get going. Ooh, I'm just over an hour. I thought I was going to be out of here. Okay, Cookies and Cream says, Lorna, that trash family is behaving as though Meghan is a runaway slave. They have from day one. Meghan owes them absolutely nothing at all. She'll never be subservient to them. No, she's in a better, higher standard. Hello to the other Lorna too in the chat. I hope you're well. Okay, I'm scanning through. Hey, Compton Callie, how are you? Good to see you. I'm skipping through a lot. Let's see. FKC3. I see some comments about him, but I'm just not going to do that. Let me see. All right. I think this is a good place to stop. I don't want it to go too long. I know I hear the sighs. Oh, y'all are fine. Hey, Nora, how are you? The Stock Explorer, how are you? I hope you were well. Mama, how you doing? All right, let me stop. Okay, I'm going to leave this up. This will be I know there's probably this is going to be my last comment. Let me just scan through really quickly, see if to anyone I may have missed, hello to you all. Know that charge the eyes, not the heart. I'm just scrolling. Diane, okay, I'm scrolling, yelling, and acting crazy. Okay. It's time for lunch. Mina, how are you? All right. Oh, Lorna, you're so sweet. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lorna. You're already a channel member, and y'all support this way just kind of takes me out a little bit. All right. So may the love that you dropped on me be returned unto you 1,000 million times over. This is for you. You're making it rain, 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 rain down on me. Thank you so very much. Let me come back up because, of course, I clicked off the comment that I was going to have because that's just me. Now, if I can find where I was going to go, what comment it was, where I was at. Lord, see what happens when you scroll and I didn't start. I think it was, let me come back down. I think it was this one. If not, it's all right. It's just going to be the last one. Let me come down slowly. I'll just put this one. Here we go. Karen W. All right, everybody. So, all the Netflix about nothing, the crazies just try to use it as a distraction, like it's a big L for Harry and Meghan. It's not. They are business partners. They have had other productions. They have productions that are in the works. And even if they move it to somewhere else, kudos, bravo. We're very happy, like the podcast that moved and she had a different name, and we might see something different in that regard too. I would love Harry to have one because I just want to hear him talk. Okay, I said it. But if not, life is still brilliant for them all. Life is just good. And that's all we as supporters can hope for them. So let the crazies be crazy and all that stuff. I hope that you enjoyed today's live stream. I hope that you remember to hit the thumbs up and share out if you're able to share out. It's good to see so many of you in the chat, and please take care of yourselves. Prayers are going out to all those currently under treatment, whatever the ailment. Some have some very serious ailments, and hope to see you soon. I don't know when. Don't get too excited that I went 2 weeks in a row. But anyway, I love you all. Take care. See you soon. Okay? Bye. I just wanted to say, "Hi, Marsha, I saw your name." Okay, bye, everybody. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.